Chasta and Baby Huey here at Aftershock with Tim Montana, the man of the hour. How does it feel to be the man of the hour?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
You need to lift your sunglasses for that moment, I think.
Say that to my good eye. These flip-ups, they're like,
dude, that's
were a
bad.
joke when I first got them, but
No.
they're so functional. Like when the sun goes down, I flip them up, but I'll do it to people and I forget what it might look like. And they're like, can you stop doing that? Because I can't take you seriously.
No,
and I'm like, fine.
You rock
fine.
it. Are you
That's
kidding?
incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so.
Wait, where'd you get those?
Pit Viper, baby.
What?
Yeah.
Are they an endorsement? They should be.
It was, yes. It
Okay,
was the
good.
first
Okay.
company. I have a teenage daughter.
Oh, okay.
And I'm really good friends with a guy named Travis Pastrana, the action sports
Yes.
guy. So
Yeah.
he got me
Yes.
Pit Vipers like 6 years ago. Then it blew up amongst teenagers.
Yeah.
So now my daughter comes to me and she goes, Dad, this is the first thing you've ever hit before it hit with her age group. So now she's coming to me like, hey, me and all my friends need pitties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dude,
so.
as a dad moment, that must feel
Oh, yeah, that was
so-
like, we are the champions. I'm just like, yeah!
I love
Cool
that.
dad, and then went back to being lame dad.
Yeah, it happens. I have an 8-year-old, and I'm getting into the not cool mom territory, and it makes me so
I
sad.
know.
It's
My
a big
3-year-old
bummer.
thinks I rock, though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
Oh,
good.
you're
Oh,
getting
sorry.
a cuddle from the back.
Rita's coming.
Rita
Rita
has
is
come to say
here.
hello.
I was going to tell them.
I'm interrupting.
No,
We
you're
got to tell them the
fine.
funny story where I woke up in a camper next to you.
Yes.
Oh,
my
I
God.
need to hear
Yeah,
that story.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Actually, this did happen.
Yes,
We
this-
were doing the Love Ride
The love ride.
in Santa Clarita for
Yep.
and I don't know, about 1,000 people or something,
yep.
and it was a Dave Grohl barbecue cookout for Backbeat, and we
I
met.
got very intoxicated.
But we stayed up all night. Remember,
Yes.
jamming tunes
Jamming
on the
guitars,
guitar. I have
yes.
video of all this.
There's the praying mantis.
The Praying
we won't
Mantis
talk about
song.
that yet.
That was really funny. That's a good Dave Grohl story.
Okay.
And then it came time about 8 a.m.
I
that we
blacked
got
out.
Oh, did you? I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. It was getting cold, but we had like a little RV on site, and everybody needed a nap. And we have somebody still manning the grill or the smokers. And so we went in. There was one bed left, and I crawled in one side, and I'm laying there, and Tim comes on and he goes, look, there's really nowhere else to sleep. Is it okay if I get on the other side? He goes, my wife, and I go, you don't got to say anything else. I go, it's all right. And he went to sleep, and I don't know, we slept like 2 hours. And
Friends
everybody
that
was
rock
back
together
up.
sleep together. I called
That's
my
right,
wife. I'm
damn
like,
it,
honey,
yeah.
I slept with another woman, but she's a rock chick, so it's totally fine.
But
yeah,
you have to
straight
think,
up.
there's like 6 or 7 people all in.
Oh,
this,
yeah.
in the recliners, in the floor, in the So it was
So we
rock
go
and
way
roll.
back.
That's how we
yeah,
met.
that
yeah.
is. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm gonna see you out here for Pantera tonight, right?
I have to leave. I have to be in Mesa, Arizona tomorrow with Seether. So I want to come get a picture with you. Are you going to be around
Yeah,
here for a
when are
second?
you leaving? Sight.
In like 30 minutes.
Oh, well, fuck that. Yeah, come do a photo.
Okay.
We'll hurry. You're welcome, of course.
I'll be over there.
Okay,
right,
of
thanks,
course.
Rita.
Oh, no, of course. Rita, everybody. That
Yes.
was so awesome. I love it. You're really seeing backstage at Aftershock.
Yes.
Okay, so back to you.
Yes.
So as soon as Devil You Know came out, like I was like, who is this? What is this? What, remember? I
Yes.
was like, oh my God, this guy, Tim Montana. We started playing you on the bone.
Thank you.
Of course, but we were so electrified by that song. Tell us about that song. Like, what is that to you?
Yeah, that was, I had a rough childhood, trailer park story, child abuse story, and in Nashville, you don't get away with writing stuff that's like real like that. So rock format has provided me a way to express myself, my demons, and write about that. I don't know if you saw the music video.
Yes, of course.
It was a tough video to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
my
I
wife
bet.
called me because that scene where the guitar gets ripped out of the little boy's hands and smashed in the wall, that's stuff that happened to me as a child. I had my guitars destroyed. And my son was in that scene, and he started crying because it was so aggressive. And my wife called, and she's like, hey, just because you and your buddies need therapy doesn't mean that our kid needs therapy.
Right?
Oh my
That's so real. Oh my God,
Yes,
as a
'cause-
mama, I'm like, I get that.
Oh, yeah, because my buddy that wanted to play that scene survived child abuse as well. So he's like, I know how to play this character. And so we're rock and roll. We're all crying on set, but so is my poor son.
Oh my God.
But it's real.
But that's
stuff.
the real stuff that you
Yeah.
should talk about.
And I get people messaging me that are dealing with addiction or trauma or abuse, and
Yeah.
it's heavy, but I don't know. It helps me to help people. That's my
Of
therapy.
course.
Music
Yeah.
is medicine, and
Yes.
writing those lyrics are therapeutic to get it out.
Yeah.
And a lot on this record is the most honest version of me you'll hear. I mean, I listen to the Day by Day song about struggling with alcohol and watching my dad drink himself to death. I mean, it sounds dark, right? But it's
No.
like it's real.
But it's
you know?
real,
and
and it
people
makes an
connect
impact.
with it.
That's
so.
right. My mom was a child abuse investigator in Oklahoma where
Oh,
I
wow.
grew up.
Oh, God
and
love
I
her.
saw your story, growing up in the trailer, no electricity, learning to play by candlelight to your guitar. I mean, that it sounds all very like, I don't know, like some sort of movie.
Hallmark movie. I get that a lot.
Life, you know? But you went from that to here.
Yeah.
And it makes me teary-eyed because, like, I don't even know you, but I'm so proud of
Thank
your
you.
journey.
Yeah, and it's taken forever, but I'm just one of those guys that, like...
But you're an overnight success.
Right.
Isn't it funny how that happened?
Started when I was 6, and I'm 38 when it hits on the radio, and I'm just like, but I just never quit. My mom's like, this kid was so stubborn with music, but it's like, when you grow up and you're fighting for something, even through your childhood, and we had to sneak a guitar out of the trailer to hide it at school so it wouldn't get broke. Yeah. And I went back and thanked all those high school teachers for allowing me to skip class to go play my guitar. They knew, even my principal, my math teacher, who's my daughter's principal now, is like, I've never seen anything like your father. He would hide guitars at school and sweet talk his math teacher into letting him play his instrument because we knew he wasn't allowed to play it at home. And so when you go through that, everyone's like, the music business is hard. And I'm like, not as hard as playing music when I was a kid. Like, it's pretty easy now.
You're like, that was training ground, right? Like, in the craziest way. God bless you. You're like stunned.
I know, I'm stunned. Like, but how cool is that to have a teacher at the time let you follow your dreams like that?
Oh, several of them.
I mean, like, I don't know, what do you do to, like, repay that? Are you able to, like, besides just thanking them in person?
Yeah.
And helping kids go through the same thing.
Yes.
Well, that's what I like to do, too, is giving back. Charity's like a big thing. We've started a military charity group helping veterans and active duty guys, and we've raised $1.5 million in 5 years, and me and my buddies don't take a dime. A lot of these people take overhead, which I get. Some of those have to take overhead. Yeah. But we're like, hey, we have other jobs. We can do this for free and feel really good about giving that cash. And we've put, I think, 5 kids through college that lost their parents overseas in combat. Mm-hmm. And I also want to get into the child abuse space because, and we released a documentary. It's a 6-minute documentary on YouTube called Tim Montana Backstory. Yeah. Where I got my mom to say stuff I didn't think she was going to say on camera.
Really?
And you should go watch it. And it's so inspiring that whenever I'm depressed, I'm the weirdo watching a documentary about me.
Yourself?
I'm like, oh, you got her, Timmy. Get out of bed, buddy. You got this.
Do you give yourself pep talks like that?
Oh,
like
yeah,
when you wake up? I mean, because I do.
Yeah.
Like, we all have our own, excuse my language, bag of shit we're dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
Yours is exceptional.
Yeah.
But you got to do that.
Yeah, but go watch that because the principal that was my math teacher's in there, and he talks about it. He said, he's like, this kid would get beat up on the wrestling bus because I was the worst wrestler on the best team in the state. Oh. And he said every time he'd get beat up, he'd stand up and be like, I'm going to be a rock star someday.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, my God, he's still doing it.
And you made it.
That's right.
Freaking made it.
What did it mean for you to hear your song on the radio for the first time?
I almost crashed. I remember it was actually a Billboard article that came out. I'm driving my truck in Montana. You got to remember when this song hit, we had moved out of Nashville back to Montana, and the guy that's become my dad is Billy Gibbons. Like, him and I do so much. He doesn't have a kid. I don't have a dad. He's become that guy to me. So him and I bought a lodge in Montana, and I said, I'm going to move my family there. I don't think they're ever going to play me on the radio. I'm not giving up on music. I'll always make music. And so we go there, and I see a Billboard article hit, and it says something, Billboard chart first-timer Tim Montana, and I started bawling and almost crashed the truck seeing my name on that email. God. So it was surreal. So thank you guys.
Well, you know what?
For supporting me.
To be honest, it's selfish because when you put out a song that grabs you like that, I mean, I'm the program director of The Bone. How am I not going to play that?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, lyrically, it just like sucked me into it. And he and I were like, oh my God, yes, we're on board. And then it was so cool because we follow a lot of the trades, obviously. It was so cool to see your name popping up everywhere. Like, there he is. Go, Tim, go. Like, it was so awesome.
It was wild. Just snowballed really fast. So.
And it was just cool to hear it live today at Aftershock. But also, it was really cool to hear you talk about Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah, we walked by. We were walking up as you told that story. Tell that story. That's super cool.
My trailer bedroom was all Nirvana and Alice in Chains posters.
Same.
Yes.
And I remember seeing them through lantern light lit up, right? Like, that's pretty wild. Like, lanterns and grunge.
Yes.
I think I have that market cornered.
Damn. That was a mood right there. It's setting the mood.
Yeah.
So when I got on tour with them, I'm like, I have to meet my hero I've met. I've pretty much checked everyone off the box except him. Yeah. And it was a slow start. He was a hard nut to crack. And my son was with me, who was turning 13 the day we started the tour in Oregon. And I said hi to Jerry, and he's like, I think Billy Gibbons gave you my phone number, which Billy did, and I called him before the tour.
You? Oh, my God.
And Jerry said in a radio interview, he's like, if any other human being on planet Earth gave my phone number out except Billy Gibbons, we would have a problem.
Oh, wow. Thank God he's your godfather.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're fine. Oh,
but my son connected with him first. Every time I go on stage, Jerry would come out and hang out, and I'd be sound checking. So my son's like, yeah, Dad, I just had catering with this guy. I call him Jer Bear. And I'm like, you do not Jer Bear Dad's heroes. And he had all these Alice in Chains pics, and then I'll send you the photo. There's a photo of my son going like this with this face, and Jerry just looking at him like, who is this kid? So my son connected with him first.
Wow.
And then ultimately he saw me sound check one day to the song Shut Me Out, which I'm hoping will become a single.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a very personal song as well. It sounds like a relationship song, but
We'll
now
help
that
make
you
that
know me a
happen.
little bit,
Yep.
it's teenage feelings.
Yeah, okay.
And so he heard that, and I said, what do you think? And he goes, I think you guys are badass. And he walks off, and then he turns around and comes back, and he goes, and I think you should sing Rooster with me. And I about fainted. Yeah, I was like, oh my
what?
God.
Oh my God.
Meeting him was one thing, but getting to perform that song with that man, like
And
for
Rooster, the meaning
72
behind that
hours,
song.
I didn't sleep.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, it was just incredible getting to do that. So,
So when
coming,
that happens, are your legs jello? Like what happens physically in your body? Like
I'll tell you exactly, because I like try to think about mental things, right? I was
Right.
like so anxious, sweating, terrified, mortified. I know the song, but I didn't know it in my mind good enough to play it with the guy.
Yeah, sure.
Like, does it take you back to being a kid again?
Yes,
Hearing it?
all that the flood of
Oh.
emotions. The second I walked on stage, my hands were shaking, I was sweating until my foot crossed the threshold on stage, and all of a sudden the calming feeling came upon me that
yes.
I'm supposed to be here.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
But then on stage, he likes to come over and stare into my soul. I'm like, I'm gonna look over here. You're really freaking me out. That dude from the poster and the trailer is really
Right,
freaking
he's
me out.
here.
Right now.
There's- yeah, this
so-
is not candlelight. This is freaking stage light.
Oh yeah,
That's
so it's
wild.
surreal. So.
Good for you. A better human couldn't be making it right
Oh,
now.
Yes.
thank you so much. I
mean,
appreciate that.
what a pleasure, what an honor. Because we've met a lot of people and they're not all as nice as you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being wonderful.
Well,
And
thank you
Yes.
guys for having me and
we'll look
supporting.
for your next single. You're going out with Miles next year.
Yeah,
aren't you?
Miles Kennedy. We start in January,
Miles is a
February.
friend of ours.
Awesome. You
We
see, I've never
adore
met
him.
him,
You haven't?
but he talks about me in interviews. He seems really sweet.
Nicest
Oh.
guy, healthiest guy
He
that we
might
know.
turn
yeah.
you vegan. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But
he's
I
so
love
healthy.
all of his tours end in Spokane, and that's 4 hours from my porch. I'm like,
Oh.
sick.
Perfect.
Done. Easy
Perfect.
peasy. He's healthy. He's so heady. Like he's
Yeah.
he's meditator.
Really?
Like you like have these wonderful conversations. You're like 10 seconds in, you're like boom. You just go deep with him. You'll
Yeah.
you'll
Love
have
it.
that.
Yeah,
Love it.
it's gonna be awesome.
I'm
Oh,
tripping
yeah.
that I'm telling Tim Montana how cool Miles Kennedy is. Like, this is an out-of-body experience.
I
for
get
me
to find
personally.
out January
You will.
17th in Joliet, Illinois. So
Yes!
that's where we start.
Yes, find him online. I know you already know. Tim Montana, thank
Thank
you
you
so
guys.
much.
Thank
It's been
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.